All right, hey. Well, welcome to a new season of Big Bill's Motorcycle World with Just Plain Bill and Big Bill here.
Wow, there's a new opening.
A brand new opening.
Doesn't it look good?
Well, let me tell you about that new opening. It
tell
came
me
a
about the
long
new
time
opening.
getting here, Bill.
Yeah?
We got a lot of people to thank for that, don't we?
Yes, we do. A lot of people.
That opening that you just saw right then, that was, I don't know, a minute or so, or whatever. We have a new closing, too, also. When you're going to be seeing there's a new closing out there, and there is a new opening that you just saw. It took us about, how long to make that, Bill?
From 7 o'clock in the morning to 3 o'clock in the afternoon.
Yeah, about 8 hours, huh?
About 8 hours.
Well, that's counting breakfast, too, that we had
Yeah.
breakfast in between time and
Yeah.
stopped. Had to stop and talk about it. The new opening, we have to thank my director, Ed Krasnow.
Thank you, Ed.
He had the ideas and stuff and everything else that we went along with and did it, came up and made it look like what it is, you know. And we got to thank the people that do the theme song for Big Bill's Motorcycle World, the Sound Mind Band from the Music Machine in Easton. They performed the theme song music. Greg Glass was involved in it.
Greg Glass, Ed Krasnow went out and
Dave
did
Krasnow.
Ed and Dave went out
Yeah.
and I tell you, it took an awful lot of hard work, you know, composing shots. And then after we did that, right, we had to come in and edit it.
Exactly. Oh,
And Ed did
the editing was the hardest part of all.
Yeah, Ed did
As you
miles
see,
and
all
miles.
different shots. We were in Fields Park in Brockton. We were on the street in between the parks that lead over into Stoughton Way or whatever it is down there. I don't know what it is, Pond Street or whatever it is, right in between the park there. We were on Oak Street in Brockton. We were out in the Route 24, out
Yep.
there on the highway in Route 24.
Yep.
We did a lot of riding, and it was a good time. It was fun making it. It looks even better with the music to it and everything else and stuff.
I like it. In fact, while they were editing, right, of course it goes back and forth, right? I was mesmerized by watching the editing.
It was quite interesting to see it. It was things like you cannot tell when you're out there on the motorcycle what's going to happen, you know, and you don't know what part of the tape they're going to use, and they just tape everything, you know, like they always say, you always tape more than what you're going to use because,
Yes.
you know, if you've got more than enough, well, you can throw some of it away, but if you don't have enough, well, when the heck are you going to go back and do it over again?
Well, you know, the thing is that it was hard work for Ed and Greg,
Yeah.
but
And
I
Dave?
kind of enjoyed doing it. I mean, Bill and I, we ride together an awful lot.
We certainly do.
We're together a tremendous amount of time, and it was just more what I think is what I consider my valuable time, just riding with Bill, and it was kind of fun.
Yeah, it was. We're not only TV celebrities together, but we're good buddies too. You see us, if you
Hey.
see us around town, we're usually together, right, Bill?
Yeah, well,
Yeah, that's the way it is.
You know, what you see is what you get. We're
You know,
together
people
on the
walk
show.
up to us all the time and they'll say, gee whiz, you guys look the same when you're off TV as you do when you're on TV. I mean, I think some people think that we go in and put on, you know, like tonight, I got my chaps on because I rode down here tonight on my bike. I got the bike outside. I got chaps on and I got a sweatshirt on because that's just the way that it is. You know, it's cold outside and you're going to have to wear a sweatshirt and have winter gloves and stuff. And they look at us and they think that we put this on for the TV. You know what I mean? That we're just doing it, you know, and outside we're riding around in, you know, our car or something. Well, we do drive around in cars every once in a while. I'm Bill in a pickup truck,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
most of the time, if it's a sunny day and there's no snow or ice on the ground, we're out there on the bikes.
On the bike, and on the road, and in the wind.
On the road and in the wind, exactly.
Now, this isn't the first time we did a shoot like this. We did a shoot like this for Ed Krasnow produced a show for Massachusetts, which was called Double Take.
Exactly. I remember
Yeah.
that now that you said
And
it. Exactly.
that was a fun thing, too.
I
and
almost
want to
forgot all
thank Ed
about
for
that.
Ed's done so much for us.
I almost forgot all about that. We did a piece for you.
Now,
when
they're
we were
going to
doing
show
it.
more of that opening? I'd like to see.
I think if Ed was saying something in the my director, Ed Krasnow, who's in the control room. Ed, can we roll that tape again, maybe? Would it be all right? Why don't we roll it again, and can we leave the mics open out here in the studio so we can talk about it as it's rolling and the music's playing? All right.
Yeah.
Why don't you do that? Maybe we'll just tell people where we were and how it went off. Because this took a long time to make, let me tell you.
Yeah.
But this is our new opening. From now on in, Big Bill's Motorcycle World. It's a motorcycle opening.
Love it. There it is.
See right there, we're up in Fields Park right there. You don't see any cars around because there was no cars there.
No, there were no cars there at the time, though.
Now we're coming down Oak Street, I think that is.
No, we ride.
Yep. Route 24.
Yep.
We're out on the Route 24, pulling out into the traffic and taking off.
Yeah.
As they say, on the road and in the wind.
In the wind, and I tell
And
you,
in the wind. Look at, here we are.
Yeah.
The jet's blowing in the wind.
there's no better time than this time here. Spent
Exactly.
riding. We don't. Bill and I've never seen Bill speed. I don't speed.
Thank you, Ed.
Thank you
Thanks for
very
running that
much.
for us
Yeah,
again.
that's great.
Appreciate it. Yeah, and well, when you see the ending of the show too, it's a little bit different. The ending's very nice.
Oh yeah, stick around for that ending. You'll love it.
We'll surprise you.
Yeah, we'll surprise you.
with the ending.
Yeah,
It's a
catch
real
the
nice
ending.
ending.
You know.
We've got a lot of
These
things
are the
on
people
tonight.
we want to thank. We want to thank Ed and Greg. Greg Glass.
Greg Glass, Ed Krasnow, and Dave Krasnow. He did some of the driving.
Dave was there, right?
Yeah.
And
whoever else was
you and I
in
had
there.
the fun.
Whoever else was in there that we might have forgot. I know there's other
Well, the
people
music
helping out
machine
too.
did the music for it.
Yeah.
Right?
Sound Mind Band.
They composed
Just
the
for our
music.
show, right?
They wrote that song for our show.
Yeah.
And they're the music machine on, what is it, 123 in Eastern.
Yeah. So when we get rich and famous, we'll have to go over to the music machine and do personal appearances over there and
Yeah.
stuff.
Well,
if
that'd
it
be a
ever
pleasure
happens.
too, because I like the people over there. Nice people.
Bill was just looking through some stuff from the MMA.
Yep.
The MMA would like to thank them for having us at Fields Park. Tonight's show, we got a lot of stuff on here for you. Tonight's show, we're going to have DW Fields Park in Brockton, how we had the victory run that we showed you on the last show. Well, that was just a little teaser. We've got so much tape from that victory ride that we decided to save some of it. We're going to put it on tonight's show. We're going to have a couple of inserts of what happened up to DW Fields Park on tonight's show. We had a great time up there. We did a lot of interviews. We talked with the lawyers. We talked with the people from the Motorcycle Safety Foundation. Talked to the people from the Motorcyclist Rights Organization out of Washington. MMA people, AMA people. We've got some of it on the show tonight for you. Well, we've got the rest of it on the show tonight for you. You saw just a brief beginning of it on the last show, and we said victory to the park ride. Well, we showed the ride mostly. Yeah. But what we're going to show you tonight is going to be the interviews that we did with the people up there, and you're going to hear a little bit of what they think about the park and how things came off with the park up there and stuff. And we want to thank the AMA and the MMA, especially Billy Gannon. Billy Gannon did a real lot setting that up with us guys.
Ouija.
Yep, Weege Mahoney, I think her name is. Yep.
Scotty.
Scotty, all the guys, Jim Slade, and all those guys and stuff.
Yeah.
And they've been sending us all kinds of MMA stuff that we're getting here, and there's tons of stuff going on. And just a brief thing I just wanted to say before we even start the show off. I mean, we've already started, but before we get into the tapes and stuff, there was a thing here that we saw right here in the MMA. This is 10th anniversary roundup. This is November 1992, all right? So this is recent. It says here, accidents and deaths from motorcycling have dropped by 1/3 in the U.S. Over the past 4 years, according to the Motorcycle Safety Foundation, figures compiled by the Motorcycle Safety Foundation Statistics Department indicate since 1986, accidents have fallen 38%, and fatalities have declined 33%. Dramatic declines were reported from 88 to 89, when accidents went down 16% and deaths went down 13%. So, as they said, motorcycling accidents and deaths have dropped by 1/3 in the U.S. over the past 4 years.
And that's a
That's
huge
something
number.
to think about. You know, people are saying out there, well, we watch the motorcycle world, and we like seeing you and Just Plain Bill and stuff. But I'm going to tell you, I'd never hop on a bike. It's kind of dangerous, and stuff. And I said, well, it is dangerous. We're not going to tell you that it's not.
Darn right, it's dangerous.
We're not going to tell you that it's not.
Yeah.
And especially this time of season. Now we're into the fall, and a new season for Big Bill's motorcycle
When
world.
you're talking about the fall, let's take the time to remind the people and watch out for leaves.
Wet leaves.
Wet
Oh,
leaves.
yeah.
They look dry on top, but they're sticking to the ground because there's water underneath them.
Yeah.
And they're the slipperiest things in the world,
Exactly.
You
And
can
after
take
the
a toss, and always, always, always keep that circle of safe. Be aware of everything around you, in back of you, in front of you, to your sides. Don't be afraid to turn your head often.
leaves in the road.
Yeah.
Don't try and put your brakes on when you see them. If you see wet leaves in the road, you have to go over them. Don't put your brakes on when you're going over them.
Yep.
Your bike will slide out from underneath you. Definitely take it from experienced riders. And we've been out there for a few years on the roads in the wintertime and in the fall. Be careful of wet leaves. Be careful of even branches breaking and falling off the trees and falling in front of you if it's a real windy day. And after the first snowstorm, guys, remember, there's going to be sand on the road. There's going to be a lot of sand after that first snowstorm. We just want to start off with that and let you know what's going on out there. New season, as we were saying, for Big Bill's Motorcycle World. We've got a Big Bill's Motorcycle World 5th anniversary show coming up real soon.
Yeah, oh yeah.
So, you know, keep on watching Big Bill's
that's
Motorcycle
party time.
World. Oh, wait a minute. I got some new times here for you. Right here.
While you're saying
Just have
that,
to pull it
Bill,
out.
while you're saying that,
Yeah.
you were talking about safety, right? And like when we did the
The
new
opening?
opening, right?
Yeah.
That day at 3 o'clock, I left for Ohio,
Mm-hmm.
and I rode from here to Ohio. And the thing is that when you're planning a trip, be aware there's construction everywhere,
Mm-hmm.
everywhere. And you get into these construction areas, and you don't know what's in the road.
How about when we were coming back from, where was it, New Hampshire or wherever we went up to that time? We were coming back up near Lowell, and they were digging up that road there that we went down.
Yep. Yep.
Oh, my God, was that treacherous,
Yep.
treacherous. I thought my spokes, I had spoked wheels on my bike, not the mags, but the regular spoked wheels. And I thought my spokes were getting loose on the bike. The bike's just going side to side, side to side. And I said to Bill, do your front end feel funny? And he goes, my front end's going the same as yours. He says, wobbling all over the place.
Yeah.
It was just the road, the way they had grooved it.
Yeah.
So
And you just see it. The thing is, it's bad, but you got to be aware that it's bad.
Exactly. All right, new times for Big Bill's Motorcycle World. Everybody's asking, Big Bill, when the heck are you on?
3
Well,
o'clock in the morning.
They keep on, no, almost though, we're getting there. They keep on saying that Big Bill's Motorcycle World has adult subject matter. Well, that's true sometimes. We do have, it's an adult show, it's for the whole family, but there's mostly adults that watch the show, I think, that ride motorcycles. I mean, the little kids aren't
Well, I
riding.
watch it too.
Well, all right. We can say it's for the real young kids as well as the older kids, I guess, eh?
Yeah, right.
All
We're all
right.
kids.
But they've changed my times. They're putting me on later at night because of some of the material that might be on Big Bill's Motorcycle World may not be suitable for the little guys to watch that are out there. I guess we had some dancing girls on one of the shows and somebody complained about it. So all I can say is, we want everyone to watch Big Bill's Motorcycle World. We're going to try and satisfy everybody. But we know we can't satisfy everybody all the time, but we can satisfy all the people some of the time. So keep on watching Big Bill's. We're on Sunday nights at 10 o'clock, unless there's a football game. If there's a football game, we may be preempted, they were telling me. Call them up and tell them, don't take me off. Run the football game. I mean,
Hey.
don't run the football game. Leave Big Bill on. Mondays at 11 o'clock we're on. Tuesdays at 11 o'clock we're on. And Fridays at 9. So you got it. Sundays at 10, Mondays at 11, Tuesdays at 11, and Fridays at 9. So we're on late night now. So when you guys won't be in work, you can be out, turn it on down the bar, turn it on, have a couple of cold ones, and watch Big Bill's Motorcycle Worlds. Sundays at 10, Mondays at 11, Tuesdays at 11, and Fridays at 9. Let's go to the tape. If we got the tape ready for... What tape we're going to go to first now? I think is it the wedding tape we're going to go to? That's right. Bill was invited to a wedding.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
We didn't even say anything about that. Let's just show him anyway, all right? We're invited to a nice wedding.
Oh, this is a
You get to
super
see it, and we'll
wedding.
talk about it after we get back.
Yep. Hi, this is just plain Bill, and today we're on the road and in the wind with the Big Bill Motorcycle World, and we did the show at DW Field Park, and now we're in another park. This is the Ames Noel Park in Abington, and we're down here for a wedding. So you stay tuned, and we're going to show you how people who like motorcycles get married.
And Paul, if you place the ring on Laura's ring finger off your left hand and repeat after me. Receive this ring
Receive this ring
as a token
as a token
of wedded love
of wedded love
and faith.
and faith.
You want to put your other ring on now so you won't lose it? And Laura, you place the ring on Paul's ring finger off his left hand. Repeat after me. Receive this ring
Receive this
as
ring
a token
as a
of
token
wedded love
of wedded love
and faith.
and faith.
Push. And do you, Laura, promise to clean the chrome on his bike?
I do.
Do you, Paul, promise to help with the dishes?
I do.
So if you join right hands again, please. For as much as Paul and Laura have consented together in holy wedlock and have declared the same in the presence of this company, by virtue of the power conferred upon me by the laws of the Commonwealth of Massachusetts, I now pronounce you husband and wife, Paul and Laura. What therefore God has joined together, let not man put asunder. You may now kiss the bride. You say that's Bertolo? Ladies and gentlemen, may I present to you Mr. and Mrs. Paul Bertolo.
Actually, still kind of just accept it.
Hey, made in the USA.
Hey, did you
Married
did
in
you
the
get
USA.
that? You promised to love, honor, and shine my bike.
Exactly. Do you promise to love, honor, and help with the dishes at night?
I wonder if Ed took note of that.
Yeah, I know. Did you take note of that, Ed?
Yeah, right. You love,
Ed doesn't
honor,
have a
and-
bike for
and
Grace to
shine
polish.
The bike, but that was a
But I bet you they got plenty of dishes for Ed to
that was a
wash.
fantastic wedding and a nice wedding.
Huh?
So congratulations to him.
Yeah, exactly. Talking about weddings,
Talk about weddings.
we went to another wedding. My
Oh, did we?
director.
Eh?
Our director.
Oh yeah,
Ed
yeah.
Krasnow just got
Ed-
married. Congratulations to Ed.
Yeah,
and
congratulations,
Grace.
Ed and Grace.
Best of luck and
Hey.
many, many years together out there.
Hey,
They
we
just got
wish you-
married, so if the director was a little bit slow tonight, that's because he just got back from his honeymoon and he's
Yeah,
kind of
right.
tired, huh, Ed?
Yeah. Where was he?
No,
Down
we're
in
only teasing.
Jamaica.
We're only teasing. Yeah,
Yeah.
I think he was. He was out there
Fantastic,
someplace.
Ed.
Out in the boonies, sucking down those tropical drinks and stuff and having a great time for
Hey,
himself. and everything else.
I could go for that. You know.
What do you say? We go to the park tape? We got
I
a
think the
fast
people
moving
would
show
like it.
tonight.
Would you like to see the pack tape? They
The
said
stuff
yes.
that we didn't. I heard them again. They're
Yeah.
just saying, "Hey, Bill, stop." That's saying, "Stop rapping out there and
Yeah.
put on the park tape." All right.
Never mind this baloney. Hang
Take a look what we left out on the last time. You can take a look tonight. We got more stuff for you. DW Fields park tape. Whenever it's ready, Ed, you can
Monumental
go to the tape.
decision time.
Exactly.
Monumental decision.
Exactly. I'm here today with Jim Slade. We're down here at Burger King, and Jim was the originator of the letter that went to AMA about the park being shut down to the motorcycles up there in Brockton. Jim, can you tell us a little bit about why you wrote that letter?
Well, when I first saw it in the paper, I was very upset. I used the park quite a bit, and you know, it just angered me to think that we were going to be cut out of the park. So I went around and I talked to some of the other people I know that ride bikes and some of the dealers, and decided that I should contact the AMA. And we called them originally, and they told us to send a letter with some of the clippings explaining what was going on, and they'd get back to us, which they did, and that's how it all started.
Right. The AMA, for you people who don't know, is the American Motorcycle Association.
Right, yeah. Not
Exactly. Right. And did you ever think that writing this letter would cause such a national case to come about like this?
No, I never did. It surprised me that the extent that it went to.
Yeah, I was quite surprised myself. And at any time, did you ever think that we weren't going to win?
Well, there were times when I started having a few doubts, but all along, I went to all the court hearings and stuff, and the evidence was overwhelming in our favor, and I couldn't understand why they were finding against us. But there were times when it really got depressing, and I thought that there might be a possibility, yeah.
I know when we were down in Brockton at one time, we were in the court down in the Brockton courthouse there on Belmont Street, and I was there when they presented both sides of the cases, and I thought it was looking really well for us. But
Yeah, that was the day you did the interview out front.
exactly
Yeah.
right.
I thought we were going to win it, and I couldn't believe it when they come down with the decision they did.
Exactly. Well, have you been getting a lot of support from all the bikers in the area and stuff? And are they all with us or what?
Yeah, I've been getting tremendous support from the bikers, and the motorcycle dealers in the area have all been fabulous, helping us in any way they could.
Yeah, I think maybe we should mention a few of the dealers that have really helped out for us.
Well, Bencourt Honda, Dick Bencourt, who's no longer with us, and is mentioned on our shirt for this event,
Right.
was very instrumental at the beginning of it, helped financially. His son did the first T-shirt. Brockton Cycles was involved in it, did a tremendous amount of work, and they've helped tremendously on this affair today. So.
Right. We can't forget Charlie Poole now either.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry.
That's right.
That's when I met Charlie when we did that first ride, and he did a lot to help us. He was very instrumental at the beginning of this all, and he's no longer with us. So.
All right. So it's in memory of today. Also, we have the Johnny B that did the T-shirts.
Right.
Who was Dick Betancourt's son. Dick Betancourt, the owner of Betancourt's Honda.
Right.
And Charlie Poole.
All three were no longer with us. Yeah.
Exactly. And Jim, can you tell us, have you ridden through the park yet?
I certainly have. I was up there within 15 minutes of knowing that the decision had been overturned.
And tell us, how did it feel, Jim?
It was great.
I bet you it did, because it felt great when I rode through there, too. And today it's going to feel even better when we get up there and show the people that we have the support behind us.
Yeah, rain or shine, and everybody's turning out as wet as it is.
Exactly. Thank you very much, Jim.
Thank you, Bill.
Okay, thank you.
Here they come.
I would just like to welcome you all here to Fields Park today. Congratulate you on your victory. And perhaps that we both learned the lesson that we can become best of friends and save our park and police ourselves. Again, thanks to Jen Bensberg and Jimmy Slade, two hard-working people, this thing came to a reality for all the riders of the country. Again, thank you, congratulations, and have a safe ride. Thank you. Hello, Brockton! How we doing? It is a beautiful, beautiful day, and a little bit of moisture certainly is not going to dampen our spirits for this victory. A lot of times you hear people at the beginning of some type of program call for a moment of silence. Yes. And I have to think about a few individuals who cannot be here today, but I know that they are smiling down on us, these individuals who passed away, Mr. Charlie Poole, Mr. Dick Betancourt, Mr. John Betancourt, we're all at the beginning of this thing. Instead of calling for a moment of silence, let's call for a moment of noise and victory for this park. Let's hear it from Let Them Hear Lippy Hibbins! I think it's also important to point out a few people who were very helpful here up front and behind the scenes. We certainly want to bring our attention to the Tumbleweeds Motorcycle Club. The South Shore Hog Chapter. Some very important individuals who put this together. For one, Mr. Scott Davison from MMA District 2, right over there. And of course, somebody's got to write a few checks every now and then to pay for this stuff. MMA Treasurer Carl Thorber and his son Billy, right over there. Also, another guy who is helping out, working hand in hand with Jim Slade and with Scott, Mr. Patrick Van Tile. A man who led the ride up here from the Rhode Island Motorcycle Association, their legislative director, Ed Matheny. From the North Shore, led the ride for MMA from the North Shore, MMA District 1 Manager, Mr. Matt Thomas. For their very professional cooperation, Mr. Jim Dorgan and the Brockton Parks Department. Let's hear it for them. And of course, with promotion, Big Bill Overton, Just Plain Bill. And of course, the AMA's Wayne Curtin, who came down here from, where did you come from, Wayne? Washington, D.C. He's busy fighting for our rights in Washington, D.C., but he took some time to come down here, as well as Jim Bensberg and Mr. Howard right here. Let's hear it for these people. And finally, someone else who's going to come up and finish up talking up here. The person who coordinates District 2 for MMA, the person that pulled all this together and stayed on top of people to make sure they got the jobs done, and no easy job, who just yesterday accepted the first ever Motorcycle Safety Foundation Award for the state of Massachusetts, was given to MMA's District 2. Let's hear it for Ms. I said for Ms. I like that. I may go into show business after this. Everybody give a warm, warm welcome to the boss from District 2, Ms. Lori M. Award-winning Weege Mahoney.
I'm going to make this short and sweet, unlike Bill. And thank you all for being here today in this park in District 2, the award-winning District 2. For the first time together, thanks to the efforts of all the rights groups, the AMA, the MRF, the MMA, and all of you, of course. And I'm going to turn things over to Wayne Curtin. I think he has a few words to say. Thanks for being here.
Thank you. It's a joy to be here. I'm the trustee for the American Motorcycle Association for the Northeast region, as well as the Vice President of Government Relations for the Motorcycle Riders Foundation in Washington, D.C. And there's a few things I've learned about government relations and what we need to do to be successful. And a lot of it comes from what I consider one of America's greatest patriots, Thomas Paine. And he once said, that those who expect to reap the blessings of freedom must undergo the fatigue of supporting it. And it's been 5 years of fatigue, but we have our freedom back in Brockton, Massachusetts, and I'm very proud of that and the efforts of the American Motorcycle Association to bring that back. We're here to enjoy ourselves for the day. Doesn't matter that it's cloudy and rainy. In my heart, it's a sunshiny day in Massachusetts. And again, I'd like to thank my colleague, Jim Binsberg, for his efforts.
And we're going to start partying now. I was saving this last thank you to people who donated their time to introduce us today and rock us all day long. Great big round of applause. Let's bring them back. Great Caesar's Ghost!
Won't help it. Lord, I just can't go out the door. Hey, won't help it. Lord, I just can't go out the door. Well, the man down there might be your man, I don't know.
All right.
What a tape, huh?
Yeah.
That was good.
Well, you see, we left a lot of that out that we didn't show on last week's show that you were looking at. Tonight's show, you're seeing a lot that we didn't have there before. We got a lot more people on there tonight for you. Some things that you didn't see that were going on there. The band's been playing, people walking around,
Yeah.
talking to different people, Don Harwood, all the guys. Anybody out there that was there, you'll see on Big Bill's show tonight that's
And-
there.
And
We're not leaving anybody out, definitely. If you were there, you'll be on the show tonight if you weren't on the last one.
right, and that there is a monumental decision.
Definitely.
It has repercussions all over the United
Definitely.
States, not just after that decision was made that we could ride through the park. The state of Kentucky dropped their case that they were trying and says they had a law that motorcycles couldn't go through the state park, in any park in Kentucky. And they dropped their case and says, okay, you can ride through it. So it has repercussions from Maine all the way to California.
Exactly. And I also want to say something about to the MMA that was out there. We mentioned it before tonight on the show. I want to apologize to them. I'm supposed to get you a tape of all the stuff from the park. We'll be getting it to you as soon as we finish running it and editing it. It took us quite a while because we had a ton of tape for DW Fields Park that we had to edit up. As you've seen, we got 2 shows filtered tonight. And we've even got more stuff coming up. There's a winner here from the MMA. The winner is John Darvin from Worcester, Mass. That's who won the MMA bike raffle on there. They got a picture of him there.
But just in case you don't know what the MMA is, it's a Modified
Motorcycle
Motorcycle Association. And what they are involved in, they are a legislative organization, and they fight for motorcycle rights.
I don't know if we can see
they
this.
say that we should be free, and they do the hard legwork to get legislation passed so that bikies won't be harassed as they are now. Now, here's a picture of the boys at DW Field
I don't know
Park
if you
here.
can see that.
Can you zoom in on that?
Not. Is it going to be too much for the camera there?
Oh,
I
yeah,
see it's kind of flashy and stuff and everything else. I don't know if they can get in on it, anybody at all. Can they?
But
go
that's
in on
Big
it?
Bill just
Am I
playing
on the
Bill,
wrong
Jim
camera?
Bensberg, Jim Slade, and Billy Gannon.
I know my director's probably killing me in there. There we go.
There we
Look
go.
at that.
Isn't that super?
All right, not a bad picture too. It's not too glary or anything else. As you've seen us up at the park,
And
there we
that's
are
Big
right
Bill,
there up on the stage.
Just plain Bill, Jim
That's
Bensberg.
thanks. That is
Jim
thanks
Slade.
to Bauman Photography.
Yeah.
Stanley Bauman.
Stanley Bauman. Stanley Bowman.
Bauman. Stanley.
Yeah. He does
knows
a lot
who
of
he is anyway.
photography for the
Yeah, and he
Brockton
sends us
Enterprise
pictures.
Times.
I've got some more pictures from Stanley
Thank
that he's
you,
given me.
Stanley.
Thanks very much, Stan. We'll show it on the air. As you've seen Stan, he's been on television before with his pictures of Rocky and
Yes.
all the guys that are out there and stuff, all the different things that have happened around the city of Brockton and the past. You know, there's been a ton of stuff that's been out there. And since we're talking about it, why don't we go back to the rest of the tape from the park and let the people see what else we got
Okay.
that we haven't
All right.
used up already, and this is the end of it for you. This is the end of D.W. Fields Park Victory Ride on
Here we go,
Sunday.
Ed. Fantastic. Super fantastic.
We've got Don Howard with us, the attorney that won the case for the bikers in Brockton at D.W. Fields Park. And Don, can you tell us, when you were doing the case for the AMA, did you ever think that we might not have won?
Well, I tell you, I was disappointed when the appeals court denied us any relief. When we went up to the state Supreme Court, I thought we had a good chance. I think what's important is that no state Supreme Court in this country has ever ruled on a park ban of motorcycles. So I think in that sense, this is a first. There's never been as high a court in this country that struck down a ban on motorcycles. I thought we had a good argument, and I thought the appeals court decision was plainly wrong. And obviously, our state Supreme Court agreed. And the Chief Justice of the state Supreme Court wrote the opinion. And in my book, that tells it all. When Chief Justice Liakos says that this was wrong, it clearly was wrong. But it was a risk that this organization, the AMA, was willing to take. We could have lost in the Supreme Court. Jim Bensberg and Rob Razor said, under any circumstance, we want to win this case. And it's that kind of attitude and that kind of commitment which makes winners, and we're all winners here today.
Exactly. And I also wanted to have you just add a little bit about, now this case isn't just a win for Brockton, this is a win for national motorcyclists all over the whole nation, right?
It definitely is. I've heard that in the last 2 or 3 weeks, a similar ban has been voluntarily lifted in Kentucky. So obviously, and I've heard that it's based upon this decision. The same reasoning and the same analysis that went into the decision in Massachusetts is applicable to any state. The decision says if you're going to ban automobiles, you have to ban all of them. You can't selectively ban motorcycles. There's nothing inherently loud or fast about a motorcycle. It's how an operator operates the vehicle. And in that sense, the reasoning is every bit as applicable in every state in this country. And I'm very happy to see that, at least in another state already, this decision has been responsible for another ban being lifted.
All right, so not just a victory for Brockton and Massachusetts, a victory for the nation here today.
It is. And it's a victory for anybody who values fundamental rights and freedoms. The right to travel is fundamental. That's what we said in front of the appeals court. It's what we said in front of the Supreme Court. And it's what everybody here today believes. If you're an American, you believe that you have a fundamental right to travel wherever you want. And today, everybody was traveling through this park, not just some.
Send a hand for just plain Bill.
All right, thank you very much, Jim.
Thanks.
Don, I'm sorry. And you've got it here from D.W. Fields Park with the attorney that won the case for all you motorcyclists out there.
Thank you.
We're here with John Dorgan, the park superintendent for D.W. Fields Park. And John, I'd like to thank you for being here today with us to help us celebrate our victory.
Congratulations, Bill.
And we want to say that everybody's been very professional and been very cooperative with us down here with the motorcycles in the park. And could you tell people out there why the first reasons were that the motorcycles were banned from the park?
Well, one of the main reasons, Bill, was the speeding of the bikes, the new Ninja-type style bikes. They were still popular, but not popular by the majority of the people that are here today, where they use the road, which is only 11 feet wide, for weaving and going a little bit too fast. And the noise factor was a definite problem. You know bikes better than anyone that high RPM really makes an awful lot of noise compared to the older bikes or the different style bikes. That was one of the main reasons. And it was congregations, 40, 50 bikes together, making an awful lot of noise, burning rubber, doing donuts, and those kinds of things.
And can you tell us, has there been any problems at all with the motorcycles in the park since the ban has been dropped? I think it was, on June 5th or so was it dropped?
I'm not sure the exact date, but since the date it has been dropped, we've allowed the bikes in, obviously, and there's been no problems to my knowledge. None whatsoever. It's been very quiet, actually. perhaps after today's rally, you might pick up a little more interest in coming through, but up until the moment, there has been a bit of a problem.
Right. And I know the motorcyclists themselves have talked about policing the park themselves in the area. Like we said, you know, you have the right now to use it. You know, please don't abuse it. You know, we're in the park down here to have a good time, and it's here for everyone that's riding a motorcycle. And I know as a superintendent, you yourself would say, we're back in the park, but guys, please respect the speed limits, and please respect the authority in the park also.
I spoke with Jim Slade a couple of weeks ago, and Jim mentioned he would help us police it, spread the word out to the clubs and the different organizations that do get together occasionally. And I asked him just briefly, if there was somebody that wasn't obeying the proper rules and regulations, just jot down the registration number. They don't have to be the police officers. We can handle it from there.
Exactly. Well, thank you very much, John. It's been a pleasure to be here with you today.
Congratulations on your victory.
And thank you very much, too. Here we are from D.W. Fields Park with the John Dorgan, the park superintendent, D.W. Fields Park.
Okay, this is Just Plain Bill. We're on the road and in the wind at D.W. Field Park with the Big Bill Motorcycle World. And with me here is Jim Bensberg, who's the AMA, American Motorcycle Association representative in Washington, D.C. And Jim, it's awful nice to have you here.
Well, I'll tell you, it's super to be here. This is a great, great victory for all the motorcyclists, not just in Massachusetts, but in the whole New England area and indeed the whole country. We're not just celebrating one victory here, we're celebrating two, because as a result of this court decision, a long-standing ban in the state of Kentucky has been overturned. Over 25 years ago, the city of Covington banned motorcycles from their city park, and now as a result of this decision, they have now opened their park to motorcycles.
And the AMA has taken a major role in this overturning local ordinances, right?
We have. When we were first contacted by AMA member Jim Slade of Brockton, he sent us a nice letter and said, look, we're really in trouble here. We need your help. What can you do? I flew up here. We met with the park commissioners, told them our concerns, said, look, if you've got problems with speeding or noise, we can take care of that. We can police ourselves. Please don't tell us that we can't ride through the park. And they said, thank you very much, but we're going to continue the ban. So we said, we're sorry, but we have to resort to the courts. We initially lost at the local level here. We appealed the decision. It was upheld. And then finally, on June 5th of this year, the Massachusetts Supreme Judicial Court overturned the Brockton bike ban, and that's why we're here today celebrating victory in D.W. Field Park.
And what will be the repercussions all over the United States?
Oh, we have members from all over the country sending us letters thanking us for our efforts. They realize what a symbolic victory this is for all motorcyclists across the country.
And this is being done by the AMA, the American Motorcycle Association. Jim, could you put in a nutshell or in a thimble a little of the background or the history of the AMA?
Well, AMA was started in 1924. It's headquartered in Westerville, Ohio, just outside of Columbus, which is also the home of the American Heritage Motorcycle Museum. And it's free of charge to anyone who has an AMA membership. And I would encourage everyone who's in the Ohio area to travel there. We have a government relations department, which I'm part of. I'm the Washington representative, and 6 other members are back in Ohio, and they concentrate on state issues, and together we're protecting motorcyclist rights.
So discrimination is a major concern of the American Motorcycle Association?
It's a major concern. We see it manifested in various types of traffic ordinances and laws and federal statutes, you name it. Since 1970, when the government relations department was first established, we've been working nonstop to protect motorcyclists' right to ride both on the street and off the highway.
Well, Jim, I know it's been a long fight and a lot of hard work. Tell me, would you, if it was to start all over again, would you do it?
We'd do it again. Knowing what I know now, I'll tell you there were some dark hours, but our attorney, Don Harwood of Neville and Harwood, he appealed the case all the way to the Supreme Judicial Court, did a marvelous job. Researched it masterfully, argued it masterfully, and it wasn't for his efforts, we wouldn't be here having this discussion, but you bet, if we had it to do over again, we'll do it.
So this is Just Plain Bill, on the road and in the wind in the D.W. Field Park, and with all the humility that's within my ability, oh, it's glorious to be victorious.
We're lucky enough to have with us today Wayne Curtin, who is the Vice President of the Motorcycles Riders Foundation and the Vice President of the Government Relations, would we say?
That's correct.
And you go to Washington and lobby for the motorcyclists?
I work in Washington, D.C., live and work in Washington, and represent the Motorcycle Riders Foundation before the U.S. Congress and the Department of Transportation.
And you are out there to help the motorcyclists have a better image and any discrimination against our rights and stuff like that?
That's part of what I do. I also, in addition to working on rights issues and discrimination issues, also work on issues about transportation that affect motorcycling, like helmet laws and access to HOV lanes and getting funding for rider education, those type of things as well.
Right. Massachusetts has been pretty lucky. We did have some of those lanes that you were just talking about. For the Massachusetts people that don't know what it is, would you want to explain a little bit about those lanes that they have there?
HOV lanes are high occupancy vehicle lanes, and they were created to lessen traffic congestion during rush hour in major metropolitan areas, to try and address some fuel efficiency issues, so we weren't using as much gasoline, and to address parking congestion in the inner cities. All of those issues, we feel motorcycling, motorcyclists using their motorcycle to go to and from work address those issues. And in Virginia and in Texas, motorcycles are currently banned from those HOV lanes, and so we're trying to do some work in Congress that will allow access to those lanes again for motorcyclists.
Right, so it's not just lobbying for the state of Massachusetts, it's lobbying for the nation, really.
That's correct.
All right, Wayne, thank you very much for the interview.
You're welcome.
We're glad to have you here with us today, celebrating the victory in the park.
It's a nice victory, and it's it's these type of things we need to keep at to protect the rights and the freedoms of motorcyclists in this country.
Right, and exactly like we said before, not just a victory for Brockton, but a victory for the nation.
That's correct.
Thank you.
Gannon and Weege have worked awful hard in protecting motorcycle rights. Bill, do you find that discrimination has been proliferant or retarded?
Well, no, discrimination is always a problem and always will be. It's just one of the things that we'll have to deal with issue by issue. Obviously, discrimination in D.W. Fields Park is no longer an issue, and we're pleased about that. And I understand now, as a result of this victory here, there are other parks around this nation that have lifted up their bans on motorcycles, and this trend is going to continue to roll. Yeah, we work awfully hard, but we sure do feel awfully good, don't we, Weege?
Absolutely, absolutely.
So this is Just Plain Bill with Bill Gannon and Weege Mahoney, both of the MMA, all three of us of the MMA, and thank you very much.
It's too loud.
Did a fantastic job. It's good to see they finally get the bikes through. Thanks to Big Bill and Just Plain Bill covering most of it. And it's good to be able to ride through again. Okay. What do you think of the victory?
Should have happened a long time ago, I think. It wasn't right that they singled out bikes. They see plenty of cars violating the rules in the park. And it was definitely discriminatory.
Did you take a ride through?
Not today. A little too much rain for me.
Right? I think this is great. I think we needed this many years ago. I feel that it was a mistake in the beginning. Everybody knew it. I don't understand why the city and the officials fought this for so long. The whole thing was a little ridiculous in my eyes, and I enjoyed driving through DW Park very much on my Harley Davidson. And I think it's great.
Thanks.
Oh, I think it's pretty good. As a matter of fact, I think the whole thing was outrageous in the first place. It's just, if they were going to close the park to motorcycles, they needed to close it to automobiles.
Did you used to ride? Did you have to not come to the park for a number of years?
No, I've only been a resident here for 6, but for the 6 years, it still didn't make much sense why they excluded motorcycles and not automobiles.
right, so this is Big Bill.
And Just Plain Bill.
On the road.
And we're in the wind. In the park.
DW Fields Park with our motorcycles today for the Victory in the Park run. This is the end of it, guys. We're rolling it down now, so we want to thank you for tuning in and watching. And
the motorcycles are in the park, so stay tuned to the Big Bill Motorcycle World.
And we'll keep you abreast of other functions that are going on in the area and stuff, so just keep on tuning in to Big Bill's Motorcycle World. Thanks for coming by today and seeing Victory in the Park with Big Bill's Motorcycle World, the AMA and MMA, and Great Caesar's Ghost. Yeah! We're back. Just when you thought it was safe, we're back. Yep. All right.
Hey, that was good tape, wasn't it?
Exactly. And now you know what happened at the park that day. If you couldn't make it, you weren't there. Now you know what happened in DW Fields Park. You've seen Just Plain Bill and me. You've seen Ed. You've seen all of us guys up there.
It rained that day.
Oh, you could see it on the tape. It was raining. Well, part of the tape, it didn't rain.
Yeah,
it was
right. But most of the day it rained. But I'll tell you.
We had a pretty good crowd for the rain.
We had a good crowd. Yeah. And the crowd that was up there knew how to party.
Oh, they most certainly did. Oh, special thanks to Great Caesar's Ghost, too.
Great Caesar's Ghost. Fantastic. Oh.
They donated their time to play up there for the day. They heard
what a band.
Was a thing. Great Caesar's Ghost, super band. Hate to say it, right now they're no longer around. They broke up. But they've gone in different directions. Some of the guys have gone in different directions. They played in Great Caesar's Ghost. Nick's still around, the drummer.
Yep.
Billy and Pablo went to different bands.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just happened recently. They may be back. You never
we got
know.
some other stuff coming
You never
up.
know with those musicians. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Right.
Whatever they're doing all the time. They're out there arguing and getting
if a
together.
band stays together for a year, that's a long time sometimes.
It most certainly is.
But we got some things coming up.
We got some things coming up. We got some... Higgins' toy run coming up.
Yes. Toys for Smiles.
Toys for Smiles. We're leaving the Riv.
Yeah.
Leaving the Riv down there. We're going to go to the Riv and
November
have coffee
15th.
and donuts and stuff.
Yeah.
Have coffee and donuts down at the Riv with us, guys. We'll be down there. Just Plain Bill and I will probably be down there. Let's say right now, as things look right now, we will be there. So if you want to come down and see us, come down and see Just Plain Bill and Big Bill and say hi to us, guys. Maybe you'll be on Big Bill's Motorcycle World that day if you're down there, because we'll be down there with a camera.
And not only that, this is another one of those
It's for the kids.
That's what I was just going to say. A fundraiser, a money raiser. It's cheap to get in.
Bring a toy.
Bring a toy.
And
it's going to a kid. And this is another thing that bikies do for kids. It's a charitable thing.
Exactly.
And we're not talking about
I've
Bill
said
or I.
before,
we're talking about the motorcycle world.
The whole
motorcycle world does more good.
Everybody. And all bikers are welcome. You don't have to ride a Harley to go on this thing.
Come on down.
A lot of people say, Bill, I don't go to most of the events. You know, there's a lot of events that are out there, but I don't go because I ride a Ninja or I ride a Hurricane or I ride a Kawasaki, whatever it is. You know, a ZR 1000 or something. You don't have to ride a Harley to go to these things, guys. As long as you don't go crazy and doing burnouts and popping wheelies and stuff and everything else, you're invited to come along. Ride with the rest of us, guys. Have a heck of a good party, and we'll get along great.
But the best part about it is, the guy who's putting it on is the best damn cook
Oh, you
around,
couldn't get it better.
and he's
Higgins.
going to cook all the food.
Higgins is doing it. Higgins was
And
on
when
our
he
last
does
show.
a bash, if you go hungry, it's your fault.
In fact, it's $8 when you get. We're going to ride from the Riv over to the Trackside Tavern.
Yep.
When you get to the Trackside Tavern, it's $8 to get in, but it's all you can eat for $8.
All you can eat.
They're going to have all kinds of stuff, chili and
Chicken
clam chowder, and I don't know
everything.
whatever they're going to have. They're going to have all kinds of stuff.
You ever been to a Higgins bash?
Oh yeah.
You ever go hungry?
No, never.
Never.
No way possible.
I'm telling you, the food is delicious, and there's lots and lots of it.
As we were just saying on there, how all bikers are welcome to all these meets that we're going to out there, no matter what you ride. Right here on the MMA, on the front of it, it says, we must learn to live, ride, and work together as brothers and sisters, or we shall perish together as fools.
Yep.
And that is the truth. And it's on every single MMA newsletter. They say the same
Quite
thing.
an organization, Bill.
It most certainly is. Can't say enough to those guys. They've been super for us.
And you know, what they do, they actually keep a legislative record of how the legislators help them.
Here it is.
I'll vote for them.
I've been looking through this thing for the last 5 minutes as we've been on the show.
Billy Gannon?
No, this here it says MMA's having a Christmas party coming up.
Oh, yeah.
I thought we'd give it a plug a little bit early.
Yes.
The toy run's November 15th. Make sure you're there. Over to the Riv. And don't forget about this. It's December 11th. I know it's a little bit early for you guys, but we thought we'd tell you about it anyway. December 11th, 7 p.m. to 1 a.m. at the AmVets in John Fitch Highway at Fitchburg, Mass. It's up in Fitchburg, but if you're up that way, stop in.
And if you're up that way,
Well,
go
take
up
a
that
ride
way.
up that way.
Let us
December
know.
11th,
We're going
MMA
up.
Christmas party.
I'm going up.
All right.
You going up, Bill?
Tickets are $12.50 a person or $20 a couple.
Yeah, and that's another thing. That
20
they
bucks
have
for a couple.
Bands and
Food, music,
all day.
all kinds of stuff, yeah.
All
right,
day long.
so we're finished with the tape, and I think it's about time to get going on Big Bill's Motorcycle World. It's another show that we've put down. Remember, watch for Big Bill's 5th anniversary show coming up. It's going to be a heck of a bash. We're going to try to get the mayor down there. We're going to
get Doug Danger down.
Going to get Doug Danger.
Doug Danger was in an accident. He's straightening
He's
himself
doing
out.
a lot
He's getting
better.
Doing
He's
much
getting
better.
great.
And we're going to get him down here. He is coming down.
He just got the clean bill of health from his doctor that he can drive a car again.
Yeah.
He's physically and mentally fit. He's going to be there. He said, Bill, I wouldn't miss your anniversary show for anything in the world. I want to be there at it. He's got you a lot of good stuff to tell you. I won't even get into any of the stuff he's going to tell you. But he's coming back.
Oh, down the news. He's in the world.
Guinness Book of World Records.
The Guinness Book of World Records.
He just received a certificate.
He's got the longest jump, 251 feet on a motorcycle. He's got all 3 records, the 250, the 500,
With the
and the overall.
125, 250, and the 500 overall.
But 500 overall.
Yeah.
So,
hey, until next
another
time.
show. This is just Plain Bill.
And Big Bill.
And we're on the road.
And in the wind.
And we'll be seeing you
in the motorcycle world.
Ooh,
Check out
look at
this
that.
closing.
Check out this ending. Oh, yeah. Woo!
It's a motorcycle world on the road.